What's up, man? We're going to do a complete disassembly on this 1911. This is my Springfield Champion. This is my beat up 1911. It's the one I beat around and practice taking apart and, you know, all that stuff. So, let's get started. I'm not going to take the slide apart because I have plenty of videos showing you how to do that. So we're going to take the frame apart. Already took the screws out of here. The gun's already been safety checked. The magazine's out. There's nothing in the chamber. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take the slide off. I got the grip screws out. All I got to do is pull the hammer back, and I don't need to show you this because there's plenty of videos on this. Take the slide stop pin out. Alright, put that over there, and we're going to work on the frame of the gun. So the first thing you want to do is take your grips off. So the grip screws are out. Okay. 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 Now it's already in the position to start disassembling. There's a lot of things you got to be careful with this when you're doing this. If you can buy an old 1911 or beat up one to practice on, I would do that. But if you just be really careful, you should be fine. Okay? Just follow my steps and you'll be fine. Okay, first thing you want to do is have the hammer back like that. Then you want to push the thumb safety up. We want to take the thumb safety out. Now how you do that is you push on this pin on this side with your index finger, and at the same time move the thumb safety up and down and pull at the same time. So I'm going to push like that. There's the thumb safety. As you can see, the thumb safety goes through the frame, through the grip safety, and it holds all that together. So let's pull that out first. Okay. There's your thumb safety. Now the next thing you want to do is put the hammer up, back up, and now what we want to do is see this tool. This keeps your compression spring inside the mainspring housing compressed. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to put this in there. Okay, so actually fully cock it. The hammer, you're supposed to put this in first, then release the hammer. So we're putting that in first, like that. And now we're going to release the hammer. And now, see how loose it is? It'll get real tight when I release the hammer, because the spring's going to come up. Now what happened is the spring came up. Now it's tight. Okay, now next thing we're going to do is take this pin out right here. This is your mainspring housing pin that holds it in, and it's real simple. Put your hands under there to give it some elevation, and push the pin out. It comes right out. Now this pin is the only pin that has a groove in it. So that's your mainspring housing pin. Okay? Okay. Now, next thing you want to do is slide the mainspring housing down like that and pull out your grip safety. It'll come right out, the grip safety. Okay, there's your grip safety. Okay, now you can slide the mainspring housing out the rest of the way. Put your finger over these parts here so they don't fling out. Okay, there's your mainspring housing, and it's compressed. There. I hope that's all in frame. People ask me, how do you stay in frame when you're not have a cameraman? Well, I put a dot on the table, then I put the gun in the center of the dot, and I know it's in the center of the camera. That's one of my little tricks. I don't know how you guys do it. Okay, the next thing you want to do is lift this tail up out of the way and pull your spring out. These three springs. Always look at, when you're taking something apart, always look at the direction it's in before you take it apart. Okay? It looks like a leaf spring, you know what I mean? This controls, you know, the sear disconnect. It moves it up and down. One goes up against the trigger, and it's pretty neat how it works. Okay, now you take that out. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the hammer right here. And to remove the hammer is really simple. The round side of the pin is sticking out here, so you just push up and you'll see that pop up. And just grab it. It should come right out with your fingernail. Pull the pin out. And you can see that one does not have any groove in the middle of it, which is good. You can distinguish what part's what. Okay, now I'm going to pull the hammer out. Okay, there's the hammer. The hammer assembly. So far we got the thumb safety, we got the grip safety, we got the mainspring housing, we got the mainspring here that goes up against the sear and all. Now next thing you want to take out is your plunger. You just pull, it just pretty much pulls out. So watch when you pull it out, you don't stretch that spring out. Okay, now next thing you want to do is take out the mag release and the trigger. Now you got to take the mag release out first, and the trigger just comes falling out. So what you do is get a small screwdriver like this and push on the mag release as hard as you can and turn it counterclockwise. And then it lifts up and it comes right out. Okay. Now the trigger will fall right out. Should. Oh no, it won't. You know why? Because I got to take out now. I got to take out the sear disconnect. Sorry. You can either take the sear disconnect out first or the mag release. It don't matter which way you do it. I should have took that out first, then the mag release, but it doesn't matter. You can do it either way. So I'll push on the back of this pin until it pops up. See it popping up? Pull this out. There's your sear disconnect retaining pin that keeps it all in there. And now the sear and the disconnect will come out. There they are. This is really important, guys. This is real important. This is probably the trickiest thing. Always know the direction of this. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see this. This fucking camera blows. Yeah, it was pretty far away. But let's see. You have a flat side. You have a side with a 45 on it. You want it facing like this. You want the flat side facing the inside of the gun and the trigger. Okay. And this has a swoop. This is like a hook, and it swoops. You want it to swoop to the right. So you want it to be like this. Okay. That's how it's got to be when you're putting it together. It's got to be in that direction and everything. Okay. So there's the sear and the disconnect right there. Okay. And the last thing that's going to come out is the trigger. And the trigger just comes out. There's your trigger. So this gun is completely friggin' stripped to the bone. There's nothing else you can take apart. Okay? This video is for the guys that say all I do is change grips on YouTube. Okay? Go fuck yourself. There you go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put it back together. And I'll be right back. Okay, fucking dudes, we're back. We're gonna put this mother humper back together. A lot of fucking parts. It's fun though, I love it. So what I'm gonna do before I put it back together is get all these parts and spray them with a little oil. Look a little fucking dry to me. So very lightly. I ain't worried about this tabletop because I'm gonna put something new down. I'm not sure yet. Very light. I'm just gonna just sprinkle it. You know, they all need to be a little fucking sprayed there. And believe it or not, it'll help you. It'll help things work better too when you're putting it together. Okay, that's good. We don't get too much shit all over. Okay, ballast off. Of course, it's all I fucking use. Most of the time. Sometimes I like the smell of hoppies. I miss the smell and I'll use that too. Alright. Now, first thing you're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is put the fucking trigger in. Now remember, the trigger, if you look at it, it has a long side, has a short side. I'm talking about the half moon on there. The half moon sticks down further on the bottom than it does the top. That's the way it goes in. Okay? And there's a track inside the frame of the gun. And it just goes in the track. Just like that. And just drop it in. Okay? Now the next thing you want to do is put the friggin' mag release in. You see the shape of the hole? It can only go in one way. And slide that bad boy in. Not that way, that way. Okay, put that in. Now what you want to do is push on the other side just a little until it finds the groove. You know what I mean? It'll find the groove, and then it'll here it goes. It's going to click right in. Clockwise to put it in, counterclockwise to take it out. Here we go. Okay, that's it. Now for the pain in the ass motherfucking ball busting part. Is put the sear and the disconnect in. Now what you could do is to help you. I'm going to do it because I always have problems doing this. It takes like 2 or 3 attempts, you know, unless you're like, you know, you're a cool motherfucker and you can just throw it in there. I'm not a cool motherfucker, so what you could do is to help it, and it's not going to really, is put a little grease on it because the grease is kind of sticky. It'll help the part stick to the other part, so it won't. You don't want to put too much grease, but maybe it'll make it stick together better, so it won't keep falling. It's very tedious putting this in. Okay, this is how it goes in. When I stick this sear in there, you're going to see it poke through that hole. But the way I got to put it in is I can't do it facing the camera. I just got to get it in there and then show you. Okay, so a couple times it falls and all this stuff. And it's a bitch. There's a bitch. You get it in there. It's hard to see what you're doing. One time I got it in on one shot. It just went right in because I got lucky. Okay, just like that. It's a pain in the ass putting this thing in, man. Okay. You want to try to keep it like that when you're putting it in. Let's try it again. There it goes. Beautiful. Now, get a non-magnetic screwdriver. Okay, now I'm going to look on the top. Make sure it's sticking out. And it is. It's sticking out way too far. I'm going to push it down a little. Now what you got to do is you got to line the holes up. So what you can use to line the holes up is the tail, this hammer. Okay, you can use this or a punch, and hopefully it'll line the holes up and get things lined up. Now I'm going to shake it. If nothing comes out, I know I got it. Okay, nothing's coming out. So it's lined up right. It's in the right position. Everything's good. And just take it out very easy and get that pin in there right away. Now shake it again. And it's good. Now I'll check. I don't know if you can see in there, but you can see the direction it's supposed to be in. It's in there. Okay. Okay, so we got the trigger in, we got the mag release in, and we got the sear disconnect in. Okay. Now the next thing it's going to go in is the spring, which is pretty simple. The spring has a little notch on it, and that notch goes in that notch. This spring faces this way. Okay. So I'm going to put it in the notch first and just drop it in. You gotta make sure it goes in that notch too. Or you'll have problems putting in your mainspring housing. Looks like it's in there to me. It's in there. It just rests in there. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to slide in the mainspring housing maybe a quarter of the way. What it does is it's just going to hold things together for you. Just slide it like maybe that much. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to put in is the hammer assembly. Where the hell is it? Here it is. Now when I put the hammer assembly in, Remember, we're going for this hole here, not this hole. This hole. This is your hammer assembly pinhole is here, and this is your thumb safety. It holds the grip safety in is here. So we're going for this hole here, and it goes in this direction, just like it is. Okay, now I'm going to put it in, and then you're going to hear it kind of snap a little. Hear it? Now at the same time, I don't know if you can see what the hell I'm doing. It's just like you just got to line the holes up, and at the same time, remember the pin without the groove. Okay, the pin without the groove. Just line the holes up, push the sucker in there. It's easier off camera, I'll tell you right now. Okay. Now the pin's in. It's bounced all over the place. This gun's really scratched up, man. Okay, that's in. The hammer's in. Now you're going to have this tail. See this tail hanging? That tail has to go down inside this hole. And what it is that tail pushes the spring inside the mainspring housing. That's how it works. But because my gun's so fucked up, I have to put my grip safety in before I slide this up. So what I got to do is put my grip safety in. Okay, like that, and then make sure it stays loose. And I gotta slide. I know you can't see this, man. You gotta slide the mainspring housing up, and that tail has to go in the hole, which it is. Now the tail is in the hole, and now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mainspring housing pin in, right there, which is easy. It's the one with the groove in it, and remember the round end goes in first. Okay, you'll see a round end, and the other end will have a cup on it. And all you got to do with this is just get a mallet and just give it a little tap. That's it, it's in. That's in. Now, we're almost there. Everything's looking good. Now, the next thing we got to do is pull. See how this is tight? When I pull that hammer back, that's going to get loose. I'm going to pull the hammer all the way back. I'm going to put my thumb safety in. And believe it or not, this is a pain in the ass too because of the plungers getting away. But oh, I'm going to put the plungers in first. Here's your plunger. Almost forgot. Here's your plunger. I'm going to put the plunger in first. Okay. Just like that. And that plunger will get in your way when you're putting the thumb safety back in. Watch, it's a pain in the ass. But at the same time, remember the thumb safety pin goes through the grip safety too, so you got to line them holes up. Push it into the holes, line up like that, and swing it this way. Okay, now all I have to do now is move that plunger out of the way so I can push that in. And this is a lot of things, the problems people have. This is like a pain in the ass. So what I do is I'll just get a little punch like this, and I'm going to push that plunger in at the same time, get the thumb safety in. But I have to lay it down to do it. Okay. So let's go like this. Push that out. Push that in like that. Now watch. It's almost in, but not in yet. Now I'll push it. See? Now the thumb safety works. There you go. Now, before I raise this up, I got to take this tool out. Because if I raise this up, that tool will get tight again. So I'm going to take the little pin tool out. Now raise this up. Okay. Oh, thumb safety on. Now raise this up. Now the most important thing. Okay, yeah, we did it. So what? What if, does it work? That's what we got to make sure. Does it work? We'll get a function check. And this particular gun has 3 clicks, so let's check that first. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's right. Now, does the safety work? Let's put the safety on. Let's try to pull the trigger. The safety's working. Okay, let's take the safety off. Let's pull the trigger without holding the grip safety. It should not fire. Okay, it's good. Now let's hold the grip safety in, pull the trigger. Now you don't want the hammer to go flying forward because it's not hitting the firing pin. You want to just kind of hold it, but if it goes up, you know it's working. See? Okay, grip safety in. I'm going to fire the weapon. Boom. The hammer's going forward. That's great. It's working. So, let's give it a full function check. Let's pull the hammer back. Okay. Let's put the grips back on. Okay, let's get a mother humping screwdriver. Okay, and put the grips on. I love these grips. They're my favorite. Best looking 1911 grips. I love them. A buddy of mine gave these to me, man. Fucking awesome. I called Springfield trying to get an extra set. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're supposed to call me back. Fucking. Another gun I'd like to put these on too. Okay, the other one on. I know I shouldn't show you putting these on, but let's do it right and do the whole. Because we want to make sure this thing works after taking all them parts out. And I'm going to go to the range with it ASAP. And I'm going to put a good 50 to 100 rounds to it. Make sure this thing is working. Because you got to make sure the sear's working okay and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff you hear, like if the sear's not in there right, you can go into full auto, which is true. Because when the sear gets worn down, that's what happens. They go into full auto. That's what I've heard. Okay. Alright, let's put the slide back on. Make this look like a gun again. Okay. Pull that back. Line up that fucking barrel link. Anyway, so I don't know if this video helped you out. I liked it. I think it's a little more productive than the ones we usually do. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty fucking cool. You know? Okay. Alright, it's together. This gun's a pain in the ass. Because it doesn't have the bushing, so you gotta do on spring tension. Fire the weapon, the safety's off. Boom, it works. Thumb safety on, fire the weapon, it will not fire, which is good. Okay, thumb safety off, fire it without the grip safety, it's good. Let's make sure the magazine goes in empty and the slide locks back, and it does. Everything's working good. Full function. I'm not going to test the firing pin with a pencil because we didn't touch the firing pin. Okay? But there it is. There's your complete disassembly of a 1911. Hope this helped you out. That wasn't too long. 15 minutes, that's pretty good. Let me know what's up. And like I said, your Airsoft USP, Airsoft Lover USP, dude, you want the fucking prize or not? Because if you don't fucking want it, someone else will be glad to have it. So PM me, let me know if you want the damn thing. If you're a young kid or something, then forget it. I don't want to ship gun parts to young kids. I don't know if it's illegal or not. But actually, I don't consider that a gun part, really. It's just a grip. But yeah, so let me know, dude, if you want your prize because you won. If not, I'll do the drawing again. That's all. Give it to someone who wants it. All right, I'm babbling. All right, take care.